My name is Lee Udall Bennion, and you are standing in front of my painting called Daily Bread. I use myself as a model a lot. The Daily Bread, I was using a mirror. I lived 65 miles south of here in a very small town. There was no one to hire as models, and besides I was kind of shy and a little bit still insecure. And when you have a model, I would still worry, like, what are they going to think of what I do? So it was just way easier for me to use myself and my kids. And I had had enough figure drawing, figure painting classes that I could do work out of my head too. As far as the windows, the exterior scene blending with the interior scene, that was not anything I consciously did. But I had probably 4 or 5 images from that time period where I was doing a lot of those. And someone asked me, what's that about? And I had to stop and think about it. But it came to me really quickly. And I thought, well, I kind of know what it is about, but I didn't consciously intend to do that. I'm a very outdoorsy person and loved to backpack, loved to hike, ride horses. I was always happier outside. And if you come into my house, you'll see that. I'm not the best housekeeper in the world. I don't like to seasonal decorate. Anything that takes time inside is like, ooh, I get it done as quick as I can, and I'm not that good at it. You go out to my barn, horses' stalls are swept every day. I like picking up manure and all that. So it was a real adjustment to me to all of a sudden be, at 21, a mom and in charge of a house and meals and laundry. And, I did it, but there was a big part of me that was still aching to be outside. And I was able to blend it because of where we lived, but still, it felt a little like a ball and chain, but not in the negative way. Maybe a little more like being in a harness. I wasn't going to leave or abandon it, but I was somehow, I think, in my mind, trying to still paint an accurate portrait of my life by having these outdoor scenes with these big windows or doorways, and that's what I think it was. I couldn't paint a painting where I'm the model, and even, if I'm dealing with another topic, I just had to have that in there for my sanity, and it's who I am. It's not happening as much with my work now because my life's different. It's evolved, but for about a 10-year stretch, there were a lot of those. I often don't have a theme or an idea because I don't do illustrations. So I wasn't thinking, I want to do a painting about faith, or I want to do a painting about this or that. That's very, very rare have I had an idea of what the painting will be about when I start it. I just start to draw. So I draw with charcoal at first and get what you'd call a cartoon, meaning the drawing, all the composition worked out before I ever lay paint on. Because if I need to make changes compositionally, it's a lot harder when you're dealing with paint than it is with charcoal. So that came first. And the apron I'm wearing is one that my mother-in-law made. She was quite a good quilter. That year for Christmas, she gave every daughter and daughter-in-law one of her aprons, and they're hand quilted. And I just loved it, and I just thought I want to feature that to kind of represent my mother-in-law, my love for her, and its beautiful design. I changed the colors a little bit, but that's where that element came from. The shirt I'm wearing is probably something from DI. That's how I shopped back then. The big geraniums were in my house. They were in my kitchen area, which was my studio, probably still at this time. I didn't have a proper studio yet. And they grew really, really tall and spindly like that, and they were just a fun backdrop. And again, that window, that's who I am. I'm indoor right now making bread, but I'm also outdoor too. I had done a painting of Christ sometime in the year probably prior to this, where he has a carpenter's tool levitating above his hands. I have that one still at my studio. And to me, that represented, we all talk about the atonement, what it is, but it's a mystery. At least that's how it feels to me. As much as you can talk about it and listen to apostles talk about it, it's still a mystery. And so that's what the levitating tool represented to me. And I thought, you know what? Because I had my hands on this apron and there was this empty space. So this is still when it was a charcoal drawing. I thought, what can I put there to activate that space? I thought, I know, I make bread. So it wasn't a scriptural reference at that time. And I thought, well, I can have it levitating. I did that in the last painting. And then I kind of liked it. I thought, okay, this brings that same idea of mystery, of what is life? What is it we're doing here? I feel like every person can maybe hear that much. And then how does this apply in my life? What are the mysteries in my life? What are the things that I'm got in the air in front of me that I don't know exactly what it all means, but it's okay, or maybe it's not okay. I don't know. I had no agenda as I was painting it. I was just responding to space, a few beautiful elements, the flowers, the apron, the figure. All of those things I love to play with. I hope they like the color. I hope they enjoy the feeling of being in my home, or my home doesn't look exactly like that, but you know what? Being inside my head, and then I hope they have their own experience with it too. I've had so many women in particular send me comments over the years. I mean, I don't get them every day, and I probably couldn't even accurately tell you one right now, but basically what they're saying is, I looked at your painting, this element meant this to me, this meant that, and it was just amazing. And I thought to myself, wow, that's totally different than the experience I had making it, but I believe it's totally valid. That's what good art does. It's recreated by everyone who views it. And if you don't have a response to it, that's okay too. Go on to the next one where you do.